Do you ever feel like you've simultaneously had too much coffee and not enough coffee at the same time? Because that's how I'm feeling today. Buckle in, this show is going to be a wild, chaotic ride. My name is Katie. If you have not been here before, I am also known as Wildflower Magic on just about all the social media platforms. I am primarily a knitter, but also a crocheter, and I'm hoping that soon this podcast might have a few sewing projects thrown in here and there. I've been having the urge to get back into sewing, so we'll see. Anyways, I am coming to you from Virginia, which is like southeastern United States, and for now anyways, because we're about to move to upstate New York, which will be really, really fun. But I live here with my partner, Alan, and our 2 giant dogs and our 2 small cats. So if you hear general commotion, it would be them. I am filming on a brand new GoPro camera that I got for Christmas. So I don't know what the sound quality is going to be like, or I'm not even 100% positive what you can see right now. But we're going to get through it together. So I already said it's going to be chaotic, so here we go. Oh, first, I should show you my coffee cup. I felt like this was very fitting as I kicked my partner out of the house so that I could record today. Okay, so my last podcast was, I think, in May. So I have finished a lot since then. I'm going to kind of breeze through a few of the ones that I don't have and then spend a little more time talking about the ones I do have. I'm not typically a gift knitter. I don't typically knit for people other than myself very often, but for some reason this year I just had the gifting bug, apparently, because a lot of the things I finished since May I don't have because I gave them away. So let's dive into some of them. The first thing I want to talk about is the Moonset Tee by Ozetta. I made this for my mom. I don't have very good photos. My knitting toxic trait is that if I make something for a gift, I am horrible at taking finished object photos before I just give it away. I don't know if it's because as soon as it's dry from blocking, I'm just so excited that I'm like, here you go. But I never take very good photos, so bear with me. I used is a 50% cotton, 50% merino. It's called Bales and Tails is the base name, and the color is Wisteria, so it's like a bluey, like a light purple with blue undertones. Very, very gorgeous, and my mom's favorite color, so very periwinkly. Periwinkly. So my mom really loved it. She lives even farther south than I do, so it's very hot there, for like the majority of the year. So the cotton merino blend was really perfect for her. So she has been loving it. I should have gotten my minis out of my basket before I did this so that I had them ready to show you. Let's see if I can find it. Oh, of course it's gonna, oh, there it is. Okay, so this is what it looks like, just a lot bigger. For those of you who don't know, who don't follow me on Instagram or haven't been here before, first of all, thanks for stopping by. Secondly, I make little mini versions of all of the things that I make throughout the year so that at the end of the year I have a little mini collection of all my projects. So this is my mini for the Moonset Tee. The yarn is so soft. I loved working with it, and I also love this color, obviously. And so I'm kind of thinking that maybe I also need one. We'll see. So that's the Moonset Tee by Ozetta. I gave it to my mom. She loves it. The next thing that I finished over the summer that I gave away were some coasters that I made. I actually crocheted these. So here's a sprinkle of crochet. I made these little succulent coasters. This is what they look like spread out. And this is what they look like all bunched up in their little basket. So you can kind of squish them down in the basket and they look like a little succulent. And when they're all spread out, they look kind of like sunflowers. I followed a YouTube video for this by, sorry, I don't recognize the word, so it's kind of hard for me to figure out what it says when it's in an Instagram tag. It's Brunaticality. There it is. Brunaticality. I'll have it in the description box. They have a bunch of YouTube tutorials to make all kinds of different things. There were like hanging basket coaster sets and all kinds of super cute stuff. So I made a set for my mom and a set for my grandma. To my knowledge, neither one of them actually use them. They just leave them sitting on the table. Whatever. But at least they're used as decorations, I guess. The yarn that I used for that was, I think it was Knit Picks Dishy. It came from Knit Picks and it was 100% cotton. I'm pretty sure it was the Dishy base because I think it was worsted weight. That sounds right. So it was the Knit Picks Dishy. I bought a whole box of them in all different kinds of colors. So I have a lot of washcloths to make coming up, or coasters, I guess. I went on a spree. I bought a whole box. It was ridiculous. For someone who doesn't really make washcloths all that often, it was dramatic. But anyways, so those have both been gifted as well. The next thing that I finished is what I am wearing. This was a test for autumn of Ginkgo Bee Knits, I think is her whole name, but on Instagram she's at ginkgo.be. Yeah, Gingko, ginkgo.be. This is the Pisu top. Is it the Pisu top or the Pisu tee? I can't remember exactly what she calls it. Her pattern called for short sleeves. I modified it to do long sleeves because I had envisioned wearing this over a lot of my A-line dresses that I wear in the summertime during like this transitional period. So it is a color block wrap tee sweater. I'm gonna see if I can like pop up a little bit just to show you the rest of it. So it's kind of cropped, which is why I wanted to wear it over dresses. So I'm wearing high-waisted leggings. This is my navel right here. And it actually ties like this. So it's a wrap. So you can wrap one side and then wrap the other. So it's interchangeable. You can decide what color is showing. And then you have these I-cord ties that wrap around the back. This is awkward to do on camera, by the way. Okay, so you have your I-cord ties that wrap around the back, and then you have a little, like a hole right here that the underside I-cord goes through to tie. I have a pink tank top on underneath it. So it's kind of reversible, interchangeable. You can decide what color you want to be more prominent. You can decide which one goes underneath and which one goes over. It's also reversible, so I'll show you the back. So you can wear this towards the front if you wanted to, and have the deep V be in the back, depending on, for me it depends on what dress I'm wearing, how I want to wear it. But yeah, this is the Pisu tee, or Pisu top. I should have double checked on the official name. I call it my Pisu sweater because I did long sleeves. But the yarn that I used was by Jensen of Sugarplum Circus. The yarn that was called for was also by Jensen. And I forget exactly what the base was called, but it had mohair like in the yarn. And so it was like a merino mohair blend, and I'm allergic to mohair, so I had to find an alternative. And this is the Eco Sport, so I went up to a sport weight because the mohair yarn doesn't have as much yardage. Like, it has more of a sport weight yardage, but it's more of a fingering weight gauge, I guess. So I went up to sport just to try it and see, and I did get gauged with this. The Eco Sport is a Tencel and Merino. Sorry, it took me a second to think about that. It's a Tencel and Merino blend, and it feels so good. I love it so much. It's hardly pilling. I was just looking. It's not really pilling. I mean, a little bit like under the arms, but I expect that. I wear it a lot. It gets a lot of wear. It's very easy to just throw on, especially we live somewhere where the winters aren't terribly cold. So our transitional seasons are very, very long. Like, it's really hot in the summer, but spring and fall are both really, really long seasons for us. So this gets a lot of wear. I wear it a lot. I love it so much. Was there anything else I wanted to say about it? Oh, the colors. This is Blossom, and this is Oat. Jensen from Sugarplum Circus is fantastic. I messaged her with all kinds of questions. She had helped me with another project too, where it was hard for me to tell on the screen how contrasty something would be for like color work. So she was sending me like, these two are really contrasty and these two are really subtle. Here's black and white photos of each so you can see. And I just thought that was very sweet. She's fantastic. So there was my Pisu. Here's my baby one, my little mini. This is what the back looks like. So yeah, although I just now realized that I did the back in this white and the back on mine is pink. Oh well, it's close enough. I just realized that I did that. Oh my gosh, how funny. Okay, so I even made my little teeny tiny eye cords so that I could actually like wrap it and tie it. So this was a really fun project. The construction was so interesting. The stitches were really fun. It's just beyond like stockinette. There's a little something that makes it just a little bit more interesting than stockinette. So I really enjoyed this project. It was so much fun, and this piece is so wearable for me. I wear 3 of my sweaters are like very high wear, and this is one of them. So yeah, I love it. Okay, what's next? Next is another sweater. So let me go do a wardrobe change real quick. Ta-da! Okay, this is the Belfort Sweater by Victoria Marchant Knits. I just finished this test for her in November, and the pattern just released in October. If the pattern released in October, I would not have been testing it in November. Let's try again. I finished this test for her in November, and the pattern released at the beginning of December. This is also a sweater that I grab all the time. Like this one and my purple, what's the name of that pattern that I made? It's by Amy Loudon. I don't remember. My purple, I'm blanking on it right now, of course. It's not coming to me. Last December, I made a purple, like fingering and Suri alpaca held double sweater, and it was a drop shoulder sweater by Amy Loudon, and I wear that all the time too. But that one and this one are probably my highest worn sweaters, and the Pisu is just below them, tied for second place. So I wear the sweater all the time. That was a long way of saying I wear it all the time. It has a gorgeous lace motif on the yoke. It's slightly cropped. So again, my navel is like right here. My high-waisted leggings hit right here. So it's a little cropped, but it comes down to like if I were to wear not high-waisted things, it would hit right there. Which I do sometimes tuck this in. The sleeves, I did a little bit longer than called for, but they are like not super fitted, which I really like. Okay, get situated here. Yeah, so this is the Belfort. I loved this pattern so much. This was the most customizable pattern that I have ever knit. So you use a variety of measurements to choose your size, and she gives you very specific instructions. She has like a little chart, or like a key with symbols for different things that you're supposed to do. It sounds complicated, but it's very well written and very well thought out, and this is such a good fitting sweater because her directions were so fantastic and the sizes were so customizable. So your arm circumference, your bust circumference, like all of those things are taken into account, and you can really customize how the sweater is going to fit in a super easy way. Like she holds your hand and guides you step by step through the entire process. She has a very, very clear roadmap where you're supposed to go, which I so appreciate. The lace repeats were not difficult. I really enjoyed them. And this sweater did not take me super long of like actually working on it to knit it up. I really, really loved it. The yarn that I used, which I actually have, oh look, I have my swatch right here. Look at me, I swatched. I do swatch for tests. I don't swatch for anything else, but I do swatch for tests. The yarn that I used, this is Camellia Fiber Co. Magic Sprinkles. Nope, Rainbow Sprinkles. This is a 100% organic merino. It is non-superwash. It's kind of blowing out a little bit, but you can see those sprinkles in there. This was their exclusive colorway for Pride Month, so it was available only as a pre-order during Pride, which is June. And then I held it double with, this is by Native Fibers. It's her Suri Alpaca base, and this color is White Pumpkin, which is just the most perfect white ever. I love it so much. So I held these two together. It's the best way to show this, like this. I held these two together to make this. It's so pretty. See if you can see some of the rainbow sprinkles in there. I love it so, so much. It has been such a joy to wear, and it was so much fun to make, and the community that she facilitates during her tests is so much fun. Love it, love it, love it. Do I have my mini one right here? I just did, but I don't know where I set it down. I like pulled it out, and now it's lost in the chaos. Oh, here it is. Here's my little mini. The lace pattern was a little tricky to repeat on something so small, but I did get a little lacy detail in there. There's my little mini to go on my garland. So, this was my Belfort test by Victoria Marchant Knits. Next, I finished a pair of morning coffee socks, which honestly I think is the only sock pattern that I have made more than once. I think so. I think that's true. Maybe the second breakfast socks. I might have made 2 pairs of those. But again, as true with most of my tests, I did not get, sorry, not tests, most of my gift knits, I did not get a very good photo of them. Here is a photo of one of them. So the yarn that I used, the orange, is called Fox by Dandelions and Daisies, and the gray is called Elephant by Emma's Yarn. I made these for my best friend, Drew. I give him socks usually every year for either his birthday or Christmas. So we actually spent Christmas in Ohio with my family this year, which has not happened in a very long time. So I was able to give them to him in person this time, which was super nice. So yeah, I made those, and then more gift knits, which is just wild. I made this for a white elephant gift exchange that I did with my work. We are a pretty small company. There's only 10 of us, and I'm pretty, we're all pretty good friends. I don't know if friends is exactly the right word because we don't really hang out outside of work, but as far as like coworkers go, we're all pretty close, so I felt good about knitting something. And actually, I ended up giving this one to one of my coworkers. I knit it for the gift exchange originally, and then I just gave it to a coworker. And then I knit a matching cowl out of the same yarn, and then told her to try to win my gift. She did not, but the person who won my gift was very, very happy with it. I did take photos of the cowl. Here's me wearing it. And here is it just laying flat. So it's just a basic cowl with a twist. The yarn that I used is Malabrigo Rasta in the color Anniversario. And I did not really use a pattern for them. Oh, that's not true. I did use a pattern for the cowl, but I forget what it's called. It was a free pattern on Ravelry. I might still have it in my Knit Companion. Let's see. Oh, I do. It's called the Rasta Cowl by it's called A Little Twist. Sorry. It's called A Little Twist by Audrey Koval. K-O-V-A-L. And so I made that pattern, and then for the hat, I did not use a pattern. I just cast on I think I cast on, I don't even remember how many stitches I cast on. I can't remember. I just cast on stitches until I was like, this'll fit, and then knit ribbing for like 4 inches, and then decreased evenly, well, knit stockinette for a while, and then decreased evenly and added a pom-pom. So, here are my minis of both of those. They're so cute. Love them. Alright, what else? I finished one other hat out of Malabrigo Rios. I forget the colorway name. I lost the tag for it, but it was like a light blue. And I gave that as a gift to my best friend's partner. And I got her a little pom-pom to go on top as well. And the last thing that I have finished, which is probably something, I mean, it's something I'm super, super excited about, is I made my grandparents stockings for Christmas this year. This year was the first time that my parents, my sister, myself, and my grandparents have all been together for Christmas in like 6 or 7 years. So it's been a while since we've all been together. So I haven't seen my grandparents for Christmas in like 6 or 7 years. So I decided to make them stockings this year as part of their gift. Here they both are hanging on the mantle. The pattern that I used for these was Pacific Knit Co.'s Holiday Doodle stocking. And then I also incorporated motifs from her Holiday Doodle expansion pack and her Winter Skies Doodle expansion pack. So I think I own almost all of her doodle packs. And the way that her doodle packs work is you can kind of just cast on, it tells you a certain number of stitches, and then you can incorporate any of the doodle charts. All of it's just charts, and you can mix and match and piece them together however you want. So I pulled from a couple different ones to make those. And the yarn that I used was Wool of the Andes from Knit Picks in, I think I used the cranberry color, the pine color, white, and the brown. Was it just the brown? The brown, the purple, and the light green that were in them were Blue Sky Fibers from their like holiday minis and their fall mini bundle sets. Because last year I made my grandma the acorn hat from their fall mini bundle, so I had that brown and all those fall colors still left over, so I just pulled some for this as well. So I was very excited about that. I still need to make minis of my stockings and minis of the orange socks that I gave Drew and a mini of the blue hat. So I'm a little behind on my minis, but that's fine. They'll get done. Maybe. Note to self, finish your minis because the year is almost over, so I'm actually surprised I kept up with it as long as I did, to be honest with you. Okay, so let's talk about what I am working on. I really don't have a lot that I'm working on. I finished all of those holiday gift knits, and then I was kind of like, well, now what do I do? So I pulled a couple of unfinished projects that have just been lingering for a while. One of them is these rainbow socks. I've had these on my needles for like 2 years. Like, it's time that they are done. It's time that they get some love and like I can wear them. So I finished the first one. I only had it till like I had just finished the heel. So after I finished the stockings, I finished this one and started just the cuff on this one. This yarn is Twisted Ambitions, and it's called Rainbow Graffiti. Here it is in the skein. And then I have this mini, I don't know what this is. I think it was Sheep Graffiti, but I'm not positive. I think I got it when I worked at the yarn store that I used to work at, but I'm not 100% positive. I can't quite remember. So one down, one to go to get these finally off my needles. It's literally been 2.5 years, I think. No, a year and a half, not 2 years. A year and a half. It's been a year and a half since those have been on my needles. It's time that I can wear them. The other project that I really want to give some love to are the Affinity socks. I tested this for Carrie Cogan Brown back in mid-July, I think, or maybe I tested before mid-July, but these were a Shark Week that Nitty Natty hosts. She does Shark Week, or no, she does Sock Week during Shark Week, or like right around Shark Week every year. So she does Sock Week, and Carrie Cogan Brown was one of her designers for this year, and this was the pattern. So I finished this one when I finished this one while I was testing. Like, I finished the test on time, but the test was only one sock. And I have not started the second one. So I would like to start these. These are for my partner, Alan. I'd like to start the second one and finish it pretty soon. The yarn that I used, this colorway is called Indigo. And the dyer is, I think it's Huasco Sock. That sounds right. And then this is Schmutzarella, and the colorway is, did I write it down? Yes, I did. Mrs. White. So Mrs. White by Schmutzarella and Indigo by Huasco Socks. And the pattern, I don't remember if I said it, is the Affinity Socks. So I'm planning on getting that one wrapped up and cranking out some of these sock whips. I also have another sock whip that I would like to get done. Well, I have this one that's just like the cuff, not even a full cuff of the sock. I don't remember if I had any plans for that or not, but I also have this one. I finished the first one. I got to like here on the second one, and then it was in a project bag, and the project bag got wet and like bled pink dye all over my yarn. So I got pretty upset about it, and I ripped it out, and I looked at the skein, kind of pulled out all the damaged parts, and then I rewound it, and my plan was to just cast on again. I also have an extra, this was a sock set by 29 Bridges. I have another full sock set, so I could just wind that up and cast on, but we'll see when I get to that. Alan wants another sweater. I bought him this alpaca yarn, or he bought out this alpaca yarn, and he would like a sweater made out of it. Alan has become a knitter. He's graduated from honorary knitter because he knows so much about yarn to like actual knitter because he is working on a washcloth right now. He spends about an hour every day practicing his knit stitches. We're just knitting, so it's a garter knit stitch, a garter knit stitch. It is a garter stitch washcloth that he's working on. His second washcloth will be stockinette because we'll practice doing a border, we'll practice knits and purls, it'll be great. And then his third washcloth is going to be triangular, so we're going to increase to the widest point and then decrease back down, and then he should have most of his knitting skills down. We'll throw some yarn overs in there too, just so we get the whole array, but yeah, it'll be fun. So other than that, we have been pretty busy. We are getting ready to move to upstate New York in the spring, so that's going to be really exciting. I cannot wait to see all the yarn stores and the knitting community and be so close to Rhinebeck. Like, I am finally going to Rhinebeck next year, come hell or high water. I've wanted to go for like 5 years, and it's just never been in the cards. It's never worked out correctly. We're going. We are going. I will be there. I better knock on wood. I say that, and then, whew, knock on wood. Okay, it looks like my battery is getting close to dying. I guess I should buy another battery. But I wanted to talk about a couple of acquisitions really quickly. I just want to talk about my advents really quickly. This is one of them. I'm not going to go through all of the skeins, but I did an advent swap with a friend. So we exchanged 25 or 24 10-gram minis that were just like from stash. We just wound them up and exchanged them. And that was so much fun. I did that through the Common Thread Discord channel, which is, I think you do need to subscribe, but I can't remember exactly what the details are. But Nicole from Common Thread Fiber runs it, and we did an advent swap with some friends through there. So that was really, really fun. I had such a good time opening all of them. It was so exciting. And I love just little scraps that I don't feel like they have to be something super, super special. You know what I mean? Sometimes I feel like I get into this rut when I get really exciting yarn that I just put off using it because, well, that project's not special enough, or this isn't exciting enough, or I don't know. I just put off using it, and then I just never use it because I'm so like... Okay, so my GoPro got too hot right at the end. My poor GoPro. I haven't quite worked out all, I mean, this was literally my first time using it, so I have not worked out all of the tricks and tips and time limits and all those things that my battery or the heat capacitor has, I guess. So that's a work in progress, but I decided that instead of waiting for it to like cool off and recharge and be ready, I was just gonna wrap up on my phone because I was kind of at the end of our time together anyways. So sorry for the decrease in quality if there is a noticeable one, but also it's just for the outro. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. I am working on things not having to be perfect to be done, which I think is a big barrier for me podcasting more consistently, is that I just don't feel like I have enough, or I don't feel like it's good enough stuff to talk about. And so I need to or I don't feel like I'm coherent enough. So I just feel like I need to work on, it doesn't need to be perfect, it just needs to get done. So we're just going to get it done. I was just kind of talking and lamenting about my Advent and how I love the scrappy ones because there's not as much pressure. I did get Camellia Fiber Co's Secret Garden Advent. I did not post daily reveals because they had some shipping issues, and so a lot of their Advents got to people late. So I didn't want to spoil anything for people who didn't arrive yet. But it was gorgeous. It was absolutely stunning. I am so hoping that they release these colors as like a collection so I can just buy a sweater's quantity worth of all of them and have like all these Secret Garden sweaters because I'm obsessed. It was so good. I'm currently getting Wildflower Fiber Co's, I call it a Sadvent. I don't know if they call it that or not, but it is their countdown or Advent for between Christmas and New Year's. So you started on the 26th, then you go until the 1st. And the theme is apricity, which means, it's an Old English word that means the warmth of the sun on a cold winter's day. And I won't necessarily show you all of them. Sorry for the crinkles. But this was the first one, which love. Come on. Love it. So they're gorgeous. They all are coming with, I think all of them so far have come with little goodies like tea, hot chocolate, all kinds of cute things. This was today's. I love it. Oh, as I throw it down. And we'll do one more. Maybe one that's not purple, because they're not all purple. So cute. So I'm really loving this one. I'm having such a good time with it, and it's just nice to have something to look forward to even after all the typical things to look forward to are kind of over. So I've really been enjoying that. The last couple things that I will show you are, I'm going to show you two more. While I was in Ohio, Alan and I spent his entire birthday doing a yarn crawl. We went to 4 different stores in Central Ohio, which was so much fun. And we got a couple of local dyers up there. So this is one of them. This is called Studio Dog Fibers. They are, the store that they live in is 614 Knits. It's in the Columbus. All of these are in Columbus or the surrounding like suburb areas. So this is 614 Knits. It's sparkly. Can you see the sparkles in the blue? Maybe. I don't know. Downfalls of phone yarn. Phone yarn? Oh my goodness. The GoPro is not the only one that needs to be all done and take a break. The downfalls of showing yarn on a phone, I guess. The other one that I had to show you is this one. This is also a local dyer. They are called Dye Mad Yarns, and their store is called Dye Mad Yarns as well. And this is their Chester sock base, and the colorway name is Who Are You, which is an Alice in Wonderland reference. And for those of you who don't know, Alice in Wonderland is my jam. I am obsessed. I have a whole big thigh mural tattoo going. That's all Alice in Wonderland. And it has all my favorite colors, which is to say most of the colors. But like the blues and purples with splashes of yellows and greens, it's so cliche to say, but like, if you were to put me in a skein of yarn, this would be it. So I love it. I love it so much. It had to come home with me. That's about all that I have for you this time. I'm really hoping that I'll be a little bit more consistent. Although my consistency, I don't mean consistent as in like I'm posting every 2 weeks. I mean more present. I'm hoping that I will be more present in posting and recording now that I have a nice new camera that I can learn on, and soon we'll have a new location, which will be exciting. I do need to go so that I can allow my partner back into the house because I did evict him for this experience. So I'm gonna go grab him, and yeah, I'll see y'all soon. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. It was so special, and I'll chat with you later. Happy crafting!